backwards. I'm reading it backwards now.
I think this is a good note for everybody out there.
He says that I don't pull well on TikTok, so
He doesn't.
It's
It's a fact. It just doesn't pull well. It's called social media for a reason, and it's not selfish media.
I just gotta clear something up. You weren't the 12th man on the field. Right?
There is no easy way to get anything ever.
This is Mornings with Matt, the Deering Acting Studio podcast, where we discuss the connection between life and acting.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings with Matt on the Deering Acting Studio podcast. Joey, if I might say so myself, I do like the pace of that intro this morning.
Thanks, man.
I thought
Appreciate
that was
I
great.
like the punching specifically.
Yeah, good job with the punching. I agree. The punching.
You got punch on the beat. I learned that.
So,
Yeah.
And you know what I noticed you doing, because I was wanting you to speed up a little bit. I was thinking it might sound good, but I didn't tell you. But you know what I did is I hit the sound effects a little early on purpose, and you were listening and just boom.
Boom.
That's called listening, baby.
It's called teamwork, baby.
All right, good morning, everybody. Today is April 6th, the day of our Lord 2021. And it is Brian Sweeney's birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy
And today,
birthday.
well, hold up. So today, you
Not
know,
allowed.
today's episode is when to dismiss your feelings. And I think this would be a good opportunity for us to dismiss any happy feelings we have toward Brian.
Well, and I just dismissed my feelings because I got interrupted in
That's
the
right.
middle of happy birthday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Instead, what we'll do is we'll sing the Infranco Happy Birthday. It goes like this. Happy birthday, happy birthday, people dying everywhere, happy birthday.
That's the Infranco birthday
It's
song?
not a great song.
It's hilarious. Actually, so they stole it from somebody else. No, it's really funny. So basically, the first time it happened, and I got it wrong. I didn't get all the words right. But it's like grief and misery, despair, people dying everywhere. Happy birthday. So basically, you're saying happy birthday, but you're actually like talking about the sadness of the world instead of like focusing on the good.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, I was like, this is so disturbing.
Yeah.
And then I realized how ironically funny it really was. And now it's my favorite part about birthdays at their house. Because, like, you sing the regular happy birthday and then you sing the sad version. And it's just hilarious to just be like, this is totally sad. It's like Eeyore, right? Like, it's just funny. All right. So it is Brian's birthday. So, Joey, you may sing to Brian.
Oh, okay, great.
We don't have to really dismiss our happy feelings about Brian.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
Go ahead.
Air horn, please.
All right.
Happy
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Bum, bum, bum.
Happy birthday, dear Brian.
Sweeney.
Happy birthday to you.
Jason Statham.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Please stop testing your 9 lives.
Yeah, so how old are you, Brian?
31.
31.
Yep.
So we missed the big 30.
We did.
So there's really no point in doing anything.
Yeah, for real.
He was really,
Sure.
really bummed out about missing Big 30.
Well, to be honest, we were bummed out also, Brian, because can I say stupid on the air? Stupid
say
coronavirus.
Stupid COVID, man.
Yeah.
It got in the way of my 30th birthday plans for you.
Grr.
real.
So
We had a pretty special birthday, though.
yeah, we did, but I mean, here's the thing. Here's what we're gonna do. You know how people need something to shoot for? We're gonna blow it up for your 40th. It's gonna
Love
be
it.
like epic.
Nice.
Yeah.
And by me saying that, Brian's gonna live till at least 40 now.
At
Because he's got
least,
something to
'cause I
live.
got
But I'm
something to
telling
look
you, it's
forward
gonna
to.
be like parades, like a
Alright.
whole the whole shindig. It's gonna be epic.
Well, we got the clip, so
Yep, it's right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna
100%.
do it big for the 40th. It's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
But in return, what does Brian have to do in return? He's got
Yes,
to be
Stay alive.
Till 40.
alive.
Stay
He's
alive.
got to be no, but more than alive. Don't you think he's got to be like vibrant?
nah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
vibrantly alive?
Yeah, I would agree.
Because
He's got to be
Still alive.
living like next level still.
yes,
Because he's living that way now, but he can't fall.
that's right.
Otherwise, there's no point in
because we don't want to throw a
celebrating.
big party for someone on like beep 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 beep. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No hospitals.
No hospital, vibrant,
Vibrant.
vibrant.
Vibrant. I didn't think it was that funny. And
There's
then
a
I was
lot of
like,
there's a
all
lot
right,
of
cool.
I didn't
negative.
know either.
There's a lot
I'm
of
like,
negative
what's funny
words that
about
start
that?
with vi.
Okay, sure.
So it's like, what's it gonna end with?
Violent.
All right.
Violin.
Violin.
Don't keep going. You'll find the bad ones. We will stop there. All right. Let's do a little daily devotional, Brian.
All right.
Little Brian Sweeney daily devotional.
Brian Sweeney birthday daily devotional.
Boom.
It's a special devotional. Ecclesiastes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ecclesiastes 11:10. So remove grief and anger from your heart and put away pain from your body, because childhood and the prime of life are fleeting.
What do you think about that?
It's basically that time's valuable and don't waste it on the negative stuff. That's what I get out of that.
Time's valuable. Don't waste it on the negative stuff. Okay.
It's
All right.
asking you, remove grief, remove anger, remove pain, remove those like negative things from your life, because life is fleeting. There's only so much time that we have.
Sure.
You don't want to use it for. You don't want to let the negative occupy a huge portion of that small time you do have.
Yeah, and a little hint here, a little teacher giving a hint. Look at the title of today's episode.
When to dismiss your feelings. Ah.
Now I'll read that again.
So remove grief and anger from your heart and put away pain from your body, because childhood and the prime of life are fleeting.
So there's a time when we want to dismiss feelings. It depends on what the feeling is. It depends on what the situation is.
Yeah.
And what this verse is saying is to do your best, because it's not going to be a perfect journey. You know, like we grieve, and grief is such a vast, wide thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could grieve stubbing your toe
Right.
if you have one.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, you could grieve losing your toe.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, this is the most pain I've ever been in. And then you lose a father and you're like, nope.
Nope,
Toe
that's worse.
was easier.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, there's like this, there's this vast thing, but it's like, to the best of your ability, we want to eliminate the grief and the anger from our lives so that we can live in this childhood and prime of life, like, and I do think of childhood as prime. I'm always curious, like my youngest right now, he's 2, and life is just like, it's just like a hardcore playground, he just gets to go hard, have fun, sleep, wake up, do it again,
Yeah.
sleep. Whenever he's sad, he just cries, he gets picked up, he's like, milk, and he just gets
Sunshine,
milk.
lollipops,
Yeah.
and rainbows, everything.
And it crossed my mind that it's very interesting how we are created as human beings, in that he's not going to remember any of it.
Yeah. It's weird.
None of it.
So weird how that is.
So the prime of your life, when everything's like kind of like glorious, you don't remember anything.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
That's so weird. That's so weird.
So weird.
I've thought about that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like I don't remember when I was 2, when
Not
things
a-
were just
not a
totally
thing.
just effortless.
Not
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. I remember I have a pretty good memory of like bits and pieces of my childhood when I was really young. But really memory started to kick in at like 6. And by then you're in school and stuff and everything has a
Yeah.
positive negative connotation at that point. You've introduced fear, so you're already got things you're scared of or you struggle with or you get embarrassed,
Yeah.
you know.
And this goes back to what Jesus says about the living like a child, being like a child is being closest to him. And this is saying that childhood is fleeting, the feeling of being a child, and that's something that we can hold on to, but it's so difficult. Even the idea of self-awareness is a death of the childhood. I know right now my kids like to play in the sandbox, and again, my youngest, and really all the kids to a certain degree, but especially my youngest, he has zero acknowledgement of clothes. So when it's time to get out of the sandbox, and he will get like rinsed off on the hose, then he's just running around, like just taking off, like running fast as he can. Has no idea that he's not wearing clothes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think my favorite thing when I come over to your house is when he's learned to take off his own diaper
Why is this your favorite time?
because it's so funny his reaction.
No, for real. And he
'Cause
he
he-
leads from
he-
the belly button too.
Yeah, he leads from the belly button. He took it off. Leanne goes, "Put your diaper back on, Finn. You need to wear clothes." And he goes, "I took it off myself."
And then he runs.
Yeah.
I took it off myself.
Yeah, he said that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. It's the best one-liner ever. I took it off myself.
All right. So when is it best to dismiss your feelings? Because we talk about feelings, and we're gonna talk about feelings later this week about how to use feelings and when feelings are great, because feelings are great, and especially as acting coaches, we tell people let yourself feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling's good.
Okay, I got one.
'Kay.
So when you're you should try to dismiss your feelings when you're put in a situation where you have to deal with somebody that you have a negative history with. Right? But maybe it's been a while. Maybe it's been a couple of years or something, and they show up in your class or out at lunch or something. I feel like that's one time where you should put your feelings aside and give that person the benefit of the doubt that maybe they've
So what
had
you're
an
saying,
awakening.
is to dismiss the historical feelings, the feelings that are coming up from history,
Yeah,
in order to live in the present
exactly.
and allow yourself to feel right now, right here. I love that. That's a great example.
Thank you.
What you got, bright guy?
I'd say we've talked about this, but like in a CEO or just like a decision-making role where you've got like a bunch of different pieces on the board and you've got to make like a major decision. Sometimes it's good to take feelings out of it and just take a look at the facts, take a look at the statistics and where all those things are, and make a decision from there versus making a decision sort of like what Joey said, from feeling, from like, ooh, I really like this thing. Like kind of like when we decided to take a week off for classes, like there's an emotional side of it for us, and having time to do some of the other things that we need to do and all that. Emotionally, you could get tied to just, oh, I really just kind of want to do this, versus is it what's best? Is it what's, and we kind of went through that and it turned out it was, right? But there was a piece of me in the beginning that kind of emotionally wasn't making the best decision of, I just kind of wanted to do it. Like I've been caught in this where I really want to do something, so you don't evaluate all the facts.
Well, and
go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say, to give you all fairness, it was a grind more than it is now as far as classes went before, because we got a week off, but probably like 3 or 4 times a year, depending
Yeah.
on what month we were in. So besides that, it's just 4 weeks of class, restart 4 weeks of class. Now we have that gap week where if we're on our A game, we're planning for the next month's classes and
Yeah.
planning on sending those emails and marketing. So like you said, it became a positive thing, but I see why you looked at it from a selfish perspective, because that definitely is a marathon.
Right.
But it's
yeah.
not selfish media.
It's not.
Well, and what's funny is my feelings were the opposite. I didn't want to, feelings wise, because I believe in momentum.
Yeah.
I miss the students when they're not here on
Oh.
the week that we don't get to teach and the studio's
sure.
empty. I
Yeah.
miss it,
Yeah.
and so I had to be convinced that this is what was best for the program, best for the students, that it's what the students wanted. I had to get sort of the feedback from the students to go, like, this feels right to us.
Yeah.
And that's what we got. That was the response, was everybody said, you know what? This really helps us organize our month, organize our plans. We prefer the longer classes so we get the same amount of class time and a week off. And so as a CEO, to your point,
Yeah.
I listened to you. I fought you on it. Then I wasn't ready to just make a decision based on my own feelings. I wanted more facts, bring in the facts, and that's what I was going to say. Is I think the time to dismiss your feelings is when you have time to gather more facts.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times when we become reactionary to some sort of a surface thing, like this happened right now in the moment, and it's like boom, it's what I see is like makes me react, and then I have a judgment about a person or a judgment about something that happens in the world or something like that. And you know, like what we're seeing this all the time now with people recording events on their phones. Whether it be, you know, any of the major events that are going on, or anything that's going on with the police, or any of these things, like all of a sudden there's 15 phones on you, right? And depending on which angle of video you see, you could feel different things for different people, just like easily, right?
Yep.
And so instead of like getting reactionary, the first response can be like, whoa, based on that, based on what I've seen and heard so far, I'm feeling this way.
Yeah.
But I really want to get more facts before I cast judgment one way or the other.
Well, and I just
Yeah.
wanna add this here real quick, and the general public necessarily doesn't understand how much of a difference a camera angle can make.
Yeah.
Because they are not in the acting world, they watch movies for fun, but they don't understand the science of it.
Totally.
But that is part of the art of movie making, is an angle can totally change the perspective.
You're so right.
Of
As a matter
what
of
the
fact,
audience is
you can
seeing.
make it look as if somebody got punched and you could literally be 3 feet away.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I was
Or-
going to say, I cannot believe Joey didn't go to this analogy, but there's like that in sports, right? So, like, there's a play that happened.
Oh, true.
And a ref calls something, and you're just like, what? How's that possible? I cannot believe that. And then they go to another angle, and you're like, oh, yeah, that happened.
That's right. And
Yeah.
you're so mad. You're like
You're
you,
like
you
furious,
feel
right.
big feelings, and then you see it and you're like, oh, the toe is out. That was a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can no longer be mad. It would be unfair for me to be mad
Yeah.
because now I've seen all the facts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And that this is what a good coach would do. A good coach is going to get the facts from a calm state. CEO, same idea. Sometimes, which we're going to talk about later this week, big feelings can be used to our advantage. Sometimes you've got split-second decision making that has to happen, and you don't have the luxury of time. But a lot of times you do, and I think that's when you want to. It's okay to feel. I just want everyone to know it's okay to feel. Acknowledge your feelings. We talked about yesterday getting to the source of your feelings. But then when you start to go through logic and reason, you figure out that there's more to it. So let's just say, for instance, family member lies to me. Okay. Family member lies. My initial reaction is hurt. My initial reaction is anger. Why me? Why would they do that? How could they do that to me? It's sort of like human. You feel betrayed. You feel like trust is lost. But then when you go back to the facts and you ask about facts from a calm place, and you really want to know by giving the other person the benefit of the doubt, you can find out more things. And then you have to logically go through the process of thinking, do I think that this family member who I believe loves me, maybe they don't, but I believe loves me, do I think that they woke up this morning and planned out a way to hurt me? Planned out that they wanted to make me angry or wanted to hurt me deeply? Is that why? Or is there something going on in their lives? Is there some trust broken between us where they don't feel like they can tell me the truth? Like where is it that can be healed? And therefore I give them the full benefit of the doubt, and of course have to hold them accountable for the lie, but at the same time I don't have to be personally hurt. And this goes into that idea that I write about in The Best Listener in the Room, the idea of the bubble exercise.
Love that exercise.
So as soon as you've lied to me, I can still love you. You're just in a liar bubble. You live in a liar bubble until you prove that you don't lie anymore.
Yeah.
But until you prove that you don't lie, I'm like, okay, you're a liar. At least to me, you lie to me. So there's a reason why something in our relationship is broke. So I'm going to expect you to lie. And then I'm going to try to maybe heal yours in my relationship. But if you lie, I'm not going to even be hurt personally because it's not about me. It's about you. You're the one that lives in the liar bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great point. I'm going to read off your first quote here. It says, "The emotionally intelligent person is skilled in 4 areas: identifying emotions, using emotions, understanding emotions, and regulating emotions." And that's by John Mayer.
Yeah.
Which I really like that it's by him too, because
Your body is wonderland.
yeah, I feel like that's a huge part of being a successful musician.
Your body is
Artist.
wonderland. I lose my head.
Because that's the whole idea, is you have to connect to your own emotions in a deep way and then put them on a recording in a way that other people can connect to what you're saying.
Your body's wonderland.
I was waiting so hard for
I
that.
just wanted to play the soundtrack to your great point.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Because it really was a good point.
I love it. Really, it was a little bit of a role reversal because I was explaining something and then you guys started singing.
I totally agree with you, and I agree with Mr. John Mayer here as well. This is a good quote,
John Mayer.
and this is what we're doing this week. Actually, that's why. That's one of the reasons I put it in there is I want to give people the skills to become more emotionally intelligent, or at least the tools to start becoming more emotionally intelligent, and understand that emotional intelligence is its own form of intelligence. So it starts from what did we do yesterday? Sourcing out your feelings. Like, where do the feelings come from? Identifying the feelings, right? And now today we're talking about, okay, how do we control? Like, when is it important to control those feelings? To be, in control of your feelings. Therefore, you can then use them, which we'll talk about later. Later this week, like there are really good times when it's okay to, as Meisner says, pile up. It's okay to pile. As a matter of fact, sometimes you should.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I may be mad about something, and then I get facts and I get more mad, and I get more facts and I get more mad, and I get more facts and I get more mad. And actually, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's completely okay. And once that happens, it's like, okay, from that state of anger, if I get all the way to here, and I've got the facts in front of me, I can use that and use the energy of that to do something incredible.
I got another thought. So the idea of dismissing, going back to like reasons and whys and stuff, one could be, and I could be wrong here, but if a character is experiencing something, but then they're the kind of character that doesn't show it, would that fit in there? So, like, there are certain characters, certain people that you'd play that would not show their emotion.
So basically what you're saying is, how does this apply to acting? How does this apply to a character that I'm playing on the stage?
Yes.
That's a great question. We're going to address that question right when we get back from this short commercial.
Oh, my experience with Phoenix casting has been pretty much legit. Like ever since I started like modeling and acting, I've been coming here.
If you're an actor in Arizona, you need to know about the Daring Acting Studio and you need to get here. They'll make you feel like you belong.
Where there's a will, there's a way. So I think it's great that you guys are continuing to innovate, not just resting back and saying, oh, this is just the way it is. And these days, because of virtual casting, some of these big projects that are on either coastline, now a lot of actors have the opportunities to at least submit.
It was so uplifting and encouraging, and it's such a refreshing sense to get as an actor, to be uplifted and encouraged and taught to do that to everybody that you're in a scene with.
We always recommend Daring Acting Studios just because we know how important it is to hone your skills and hone your talent and always be practicing. And it's like a sport, you know, you have to go in and practice. You can't just jump into something and think you're going to be a star. So
What I learned about during this workshop is to be yourself and to not to be afraid to be yourself and be authentic.
And that's one thing I gotta say about you guys, and you guys have been amazing. When our team submits, you know, it's like you guys give us really a great selection at audition. And so I think that's great, and I appreciate the opportunities you give our talent.
Do yourself a favor, come down to Daring at Phoenix Casting. You won't regret it. These guys are great, so accommodating. It's a fun, lively, always a great time. So no stress, come down and knock it out of the park. Thanks guys, I appreciate it.
Circle up, please.
Your lives will all be changed and you'll grow if you really learn to listen in this way.
Will you help me kill her?
You have to react to that from his point of view as honestly as possible.
Punch him in the face.
No, you don't know nothing. Come on.
As soon as you've solved the puzzle, the scene's over.
Hey! Woo!
Okay, there's a time to dismiss your feelings. Like when Brian stops listening mid-sentence.
Oh, yeah.
And focuses on something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to dismiss all my feelings right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea because otherwise it's going to get real tense in here. We've seen the show when that happens.
I'm going to dismiss all my feelings.
Go ahead and cleanse those chakras.
The chakras. Brian, you can't hide from
You can't see me.
the disgrace here.
We can see you.
So Brian's question was, how does this like dismissing of the feelings relate to a character that you're playing? And I'm going to say that for the most part, actually it doesn't.
I agree.
So and here's my why. For the most part, when we're playing a character in a scene, it's usually not interesting writing unless we write about the breaking point. Okay, so let's say I have dismissed my feelings about whatever it is, and then something happens, and then something happens, and I keep dismissing my feelings, and I keep dismissing my feelings, and then finally we break.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to be written about.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, I'm just discovering this now. Where it does work is probably your backstory.
Yeah, it's a great point.
So you get yourself up to your breaking point, which is what is the most interesting to watch. It's not going to be interesting to watch somebody just like suppress their feelings. It's like, no, like I want to see the moment when they finally broke.
Yeah.
That's what we write about. Having said that, why did they break? what all has happened, what was going on in their mind, how long have they been dismissing their feelings and seeking out facts, and then finally it's like boom, we got to this point where they just like flipped.
Yeah, and until they break, you are suppressing those feelings.
Correct.
So you have to know that.
Correct.
Because whatever it is that's building up until the breaking point when it releases, that has to be there.
Facts.
I learned that from you.
Facts.
In masterclass.
Facts.
Boom. Which is coming up. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, masterclass is
2.5
coming up.
weeks.
So and so is a big self-tape workshop coming up this weekend. That thing's popular, man. We got a lot of people on that. It's gonna be amazing, and there's still room if you want to join. It's gonna be a virtual workshop on self-tapes. We've been doing pretty much nothing but self-tapes for the last, say, 8 months of casting, and we're doing a lot of them. And so we've learned a lot, we've seen a lot, we know what's going to help you stand out. So if you want to jump into that workshop, there is.
Time now for Brian Sweeney's Shameless Plugs. Shameless Plugs! You can also get all kinds of information in Acting is My Day Job, 7 Strategies to Market and Make Money as an Actor.
The closer you get it to the camera, the more pixelated it gets.
Ah, all right.
Oh, so you want to get... Okay, cool. Makes sense.
No. So yeah, you can get that on Amazon. And like Joey said, and Matt said, we have our workshop this Saturday. For that, you can see that right on our website. It's the top banner. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
And
it's
then,
just right there at the top.
Masterclass at the end of the month. We have virtual and in-person audits for that, so definitely you don't want to miss that weekend. It's so fun. So much growth happens in the room. It's literally indescribable by words. So come check that out. And we also have our showcases at the end of the month for our dramatic acting classes and our improv classes.
Which I'm super psyched about. We had some students last night. They were like, wait, so like I can bring my crew? Like, no joke. And so I think this is going to be a really fun, really big turnout of like a full audience of just jazz people to watch everybody.
About time. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So so we've talked about when to dismiss your feelings, and we talked about how it relates to acting. So take this with you. Take the idea of there is a time and a place to dismiss your feelings, and it doesn't mean don't feel, by the way. Because I think when you just don't feel, that's a mistake. It's more like acting on those feelings is what I mean. So you're gonna dismiss them, and you're gonna allow yourself to. It's okay, like, oh, that thing makes me angry right off the bat. Cool, be angry, but then also seek knowledge, and be willing to be changed. And like I said, you might become more angry, and that's okay too. But seek truth. Seek every side. And then you'll get to a place where you really have a factual based response, and then you can use whatever emotion comes, and you can use it hopefully for good, or hopefully towards something that's going to be productive.
Yeah.
And though there's a time, because it's an entire episode this week on big emotions and how to use them, because big emotions are so powerful.
Yeah. So energy draining, so tiring. Also,
right, or uplifting.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like big emotions can be awesome. You can use them for a lot of good, and it could be energizing, or it could be like massively productive.
Yeah, but they could also make you really sad and tired.
Totally. And this is what I was going to say here is beware of them. So definitely tune in to that episode, because I want to discuss how and when to use those big emotions, and when it can be very good for you. But a lot of the times it's not.
Tune in this week so that you're not like me and you just think that they're going to make you very sad and tired.
Not going to make you sad and tired. When do we all I'm saying is, when big emotions come up, that is another time to think about potentially dismissing them, because you can be clouded. Big emotions can make you cloudy, can make you stop listening. Big emotions can sort of like, cover up facts and just get you to stop thinking logically. Here's a quote from Carl.
Want to take a nap.
True. Here's a quote from Carl Sagan. Says, "Where we have strong emotions, we're liable to fool ourselves."
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So and this comes when I have big feelings about something. And instead of like using them toward a productive thing, or I'm using them in the wrong moment, and I've been guilty of this many times. I think this is probably one of my biggest weaknesses, actually, is being like really passionate about something, and missing a point that would be very interesting, or not conceding points that I'm happy to concede. I just, because I was so like jazzed up or whatever, that I didn't take the time to give you a point. Like, hey, let me just say, here's what I think you're right about. Can we discuss this other thing that maybe you could be changed on? Instead, I just go right to the thing you could be changed on, which can get people all verklempt,
yeah.
right? And so it's like your big feelings can fool you. Your big feelings can get you to a place where you just assume you're right and you can't be changed, and that is so dangerous.
Yeah.
So dangerous.
Danger, Will Robertson.
All right, so I want everyone to reflect on themselves, reflect on the world, reflect on what's going on right now, and just think to yourself, am I allowing my big feelings to cloud my judgment? Is there a time right now in the world we're living in that I need to dismiss my feelings for a second, let myself go to logic, become more factual, and then decide what feelings do I really have and how do I use them for good and to be productive?
Boom.
All right, that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in.
One more big happy birthday to Mr. Braggite.
Thank you.
Happy
Thanks
birthday.
for all you do, your teaching, everything. It's amazing. You're inspiring. And hope you have a great day.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been Mornings with Matt on the Deering Acting Studio podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, help us spread this light-driven content to the planet.
God bless. Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.
Have a chippy day, everyone. Rough.